It is like tasting dark chocolate for the first time. It takes me by surprise and leaves me wanting more.
Melting around me, I am consumed by his dazzling smile, his sparkling eyes and sarcastic humor, the way he speaks and acts. It is the sweetness that envelops me when I catch him looking my way. And it is the bitterness that now follows whenever I see him now, walking with his new love.
On perspective. Then ask the youth, what differentiates between me and you? So similar, yet so different. And why so is this world so diverse?
I say to you that the course of our differences and the determiner of the path we take in life all depends on one thing, perspective.
Though in one planet we exist, and in one earth we evolve, and in one place we mature, we each possess a different world. A world with a sense of belonging to whom we are.
Through the eyes, it is no doubt we may see the same thing.
But only through the interpretation of what has been seen can we define life and of ourselves.
We are so alike, yet so different. It's as if we all look through the same lens, but never do we see the same object. We may eat from the same dinner plate, yet will differ in satisfaction. We may be guided by the same laws, but will vary in the directions that we take.
We may sit in the same classroom, yet learn something different. One may fall deeply in love with someone else, but the person besides him may never understand him. One may see a cross made of wood and give it no value, but another may look at that same cross and see their whole belief and life stored within it. Through perspective, with a slightly different view, we each take a piece of this world and make it only that of ours, filled with the values, wonders, and secrets of our hearts.
I am the contender of all races within my strategic territory. I cannot pass the level of all abominated. I seek refuge in a land where acceptance awaits me. Human ignorance has left me in despair, but sheer ignorance in bliss and evil and purity contends to all. Every word preached amongst all is another word torn down, every consequence battered with torture, leaving hope shattered, and every line crossed to understand the coexistence in those who merely even exist. Words of hate glued onto the outline of my acrylic blue hijab conform to the norms of society's madness, cloaked on the outside, but light shines within. I am confined, I am blending, but I still remain silent until you realize that the cloaked figure is me. Underneath this veil lies a pure heart of innocence, a child born with the same elements that makes us all coexist. We fail to see the beauty that lies underneath the soul, but my spirit of love is carried beyond my garments. Choosing to confine of society is choosing to confine against humanity. My veil magnifying my faith 10 times over, leaving absurdity to those who would decree the unfair. They fail to understand beauty, so thus they fail to see it. The mind of an individual confined to the stereotypical norms of society, leaving my own to believe the engraved stereotypes of every mind. The sorrows within the chambers of my heart disperse, where my sins disperse as I bow on the floor. I tremble at the sight of remembrance, but savor the freedom. We tremble at the sight of a Muslim as I tremble at the sight of my sins. Drowning with fear, our emotions create a common factor within all. A Muslim is a human, as a human is a Muslim. Our beliefs do not stretch above humanity's ground walls.